So I am, like Senator Markey, I'm an all of the above energy guy myself. But one of the elements of the mix that now all of a sudden seems out of the mix is natural gas. So I want to talk a little bit about natural gas. And this is actually important because the United States reduced greenhouse gas emissions from 2005 to 2017 by almost 15%, more than any other major economy in the world by far. It's not even close. And the main reason we did that was because of natural gas. And yet, we seem to be losing sight of the power of that good jobs, clean energy, reliable energy in the mix with renewables and others. So I think it's important to recognize, these are a couple quotes I'm going to give from people until recently who were for natural gas. The United States and North America, Mexico, the United States and Canada, will be the energy epicenter for the 21st century, in part because of our abundance of natural gas. Who said that? 2016, Vice President Joe Biden. We need an energy strategy for the future, and all of the above energy strategy for the 21st century that develops every source of American-made energy, including natural gas. Who said that? Barack Obama. How about this one? This is a shocker. Responsible development of natural gas is an important part of our work to curb climate change and support a robust, clean energy market at home. Who said that? Gina McCarthy. Okay? Now, we have on good sources, it's in the press, recently President Biden said, I am, quote, all in on natural gas. That's the president, recently in a meeting with a bunch of union leaders. John Kerry is against natural gas. I won't read you all the quotes. We got the President of the United States for natural gas. The President of the world, I guess is his title, is against it, John Kerry. So I want to first just get from the witnesses the importance of natural gas and whether they see it as an important element of the energy mix, good jobs, and helping us reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Let me just go down the list here. Ms. Snyder, do you think it should be an important part of our mix, like Gina McCarthy did a couple years ago?
Absolutely. We view natural gas as foundational to our energy system and that it will play a key role in addressing climate change.
Mr.
As
Wood.
you noted, it not only enables CO2 emissions reductions in the power sector and across America, but it also helps drive down emissions globally. Here, as far as the sector that we represent, the interstate natural gas pipelines, between 2011 and 2019, the average methane emissions from our compressor stations went down by 31%. So we are making great strides to drive down our methane emissions. But even in spite of that, in 2018, we adopted voluntary methane commitments because we were concerned about the lack of regulatory clarity and certainty. There was a lot of flip-flopping going on around that time, and we felt it very necessary to have some certainty, at least within our particular sector. We recently went further in January of this year and committed to working together as an industry to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050 from the interstate natural gas system. We think it's important to expand the availability of natural gas to complement the growth of renewable fuels and also deliver lower carbon fuels.
So thank you, Ms. Snyder. Real quick, Mr. Wood, to build back better, are you as President Biden, who's all in on natural gas, or John Kerry, who I guess is against his boss and against natural gas?
I live in West Virginia. We live over an ocean of natural gas in the Marcellus and Utica shale plays, so I'm all in on it. And okay. I think we all know, though that hasn't been mentioned yet, that natural gas has only got about half the amount of carbon in it that coal does. So every megawatt that we produce from natural gas removes half the carbon that we produce with coal.
And just for my final three witnesses, we're talking about building back better, infrastructure. I think natural gas needs to be a key part of it. Mr. Rusko, Mr. Mayor, Garcetti, Mr. Falk, are you with the president, all in on natural gas? Or are you with John Kerry, who evidently is against it, hasn't really explained why?
Natural gas has been growing in large part because it's been cheaper than coal. It's been displacing coal and nuclear, and it's definitely growing, and it's an important part.
Great, thank you. Mr. Mayor?
It's not a question of if, it's when we will get off of natural gas. And don't take my word for it. Your National Renewable Energy Lab, the precise study for our utility was to look at whether we could go to renewables without depending on natural gas. It shows that you can.
So are you all in with the president, or, well?
I think that all of us will get to a place where we move beyond natural gas. Everybody's said that. Everybody's talked about that transition. It's just a matter of how much time. And we should think about turbines, not natural gas. Turbines can run on things like hydrogen. You can have a mix with natural gas as that transition occurs. That's something that I think will get us to zero emissions and still keep the reliability.
Okay, Mr. Falk, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm out of time. Just want to get his view.
We need natural gas to hit important interim targets. You cannot run a grid today on 100% renewables and battery. When I say grid, I mean the big grid, I'm not talking about individual business or a municipality or community, the big grid that we're all connected to. We need natural gas.
Great. I think, Mr. Chairman, I think that was 5-0. Maybe the mayor was neutral, so we'll call it 4-0 to 1 on
All right.
all in on natural gas.
Fair enough.
Thank you.